All right, ladies and gentlemen, the First Descendant had a PAX East conference of what they're going to be exploring later for the game was coming down the pipeline, right? You probably heard that before. Things are coming down the pipeline and you just can't wait for them to be implemented, or you're eager to see how this is going to impact your experience. Now, they have the first year anniversary thing coming up. This whole big anniversary thing is kind of like a big deal for like people who log in every day. Seems like they're going into like a gotcha game mechanic type of deal, even though it's kind of like that kind of already. They want you to log in, they want you to check in, they want to keep their player numbers up, and they want to kind of reward you for it. Next, we got something coming on the horizon with the Gilded Death Blossom. You see the Assassin's Dagger in there, and purple weapons haven't been good in a long time. Aesthetically, for the outfit, I guess it fits, but I really wish we would have heard something more about purple weapons and how they're going to fit into the game and what we're going to do with that. Nail could have been that bridge in the gap to been like all purple weapons are like really good with her. She kind of makes them ultimate in her own way, something of that nature. And that would have just been nice for the overall character reveal for Nail. And then next we got the new enemies coming up into the game, and it's the Legion of Breach. So it's going to be an Axion feels. It's kind of a mechanical mesh Doom-like creatures. And then they got this new type of enemy, which I'm thinking is going to have like damage stops. You know, those gaps to where he's going to put up his little shields and you're going to have to break them, and then the enemy's going to be vulnerable to you and all that. Another way to kind of gate you into damaging this big bullet sponge. But again, enemies are either poppable or they're a little spongy, and when they're a little bit more spongy than we don't like it. But when they're easily killable, we don't like it either. So they got to be a better way to interact with these enemies. Next, we have the Wall Crasher coming up, and this thing's an 8-player raid in the world. Again, I think it's going to be like instance-based. I think it's going to be like a Colossi fight that 8 players can queue into, go into this Wall Crasher fight. This thing's really got to change the game on its mechanics or what it's going to do. Like, it's got to put down its shields, kind of laying you off, because if you got 8 Serena players, then what are the chances that you're not going to just instantly be get booted out of a party or kicked out of a group if you're not running Serena, you're not running the optimal build, you don't got a 5 out of 5 weapon core, you don't got max fire rate, you're not using like a Glade build, you go in there with an Edzimo, you get kicked out of the group, they won't let you in. It's kind of like toxicity stuff like that, man. Like let's be real, like you've never heard of things like this happening before when you're not using the optimal DPS for something, right? You go into a Destiny raid, you don't got this type of sword, you can't really fight Crota. You don't go into stuff of this nature and expect there not to be some type of toxicity with the community, especially when it comes to raids. People want the best loot, so there's going to be things exclusively to this thing, I'm guessing. So we can expect the toxicity with this Wall Crasher character. Next, we got the Lounge for the quality of life feature, but this is going into some first-person mode, and I'm thinking that this is going to be like their test for first-person mode. If you can toggle it on and you can toggle it off, and for those who want to see the jiggle physics and those who don't want to see the jiggle physics, I really think this is a big testing ground to see about how first-person mode is going to play in the First Descendant, and for those who want to do it, because not everybody wants to see the over-the-shoulder camera view. We've seen it in multiple times in games to where you're able to change the perspective of the character. And next we got this like breakthrough. This the new story beast. It's going to focus more on the main story. It's going to focus on Corel and Nail and Enzo. And on the subject of Nail, so with Nail becoming a descendant, like everybody in the world can become a descendant, like let's just skip over that. And she's going to be Enzo adjacent, so she can do code breakers. You get the little boost with her. She get this little black outfit. This is really giving me like Trinity vibes, like Matrix vibes. So Enzo may end up having like an outfit that matches her, but again, samey, but nothing really different. So we're getting a character that everybody wanted, but who's really going to play Nail? Because we wanted more diverse characters in the game, and we got Keelan, and I don't know how many times you done seen Keelan out there, but we ain't really seen Keelan out there like that, because he ain't clearing content. Serena's clearing content, and she's Gooner bait. clearing content with Gooner bait. And then we got this type of baity character here, Luna. Who cares about Luna? I don't know anybody playing Luna besides Dry Bear. If you see Dry Bear's video, that's the most I've seen Luna in a long time. Ultimate Eugen's what I'm more excited about, that's coming later, in the later half of the season. But Luna's mechanics are wacky and wonky, and she's just not the character for me. Let's just be honest. I mean, it's Ultimate Luna. Then we got swords coming into the game. I don't think they're going to have like a ammo count. I think they're going to be restricted to energy or something of that nature. I don't think they're going to Destiny 2 route with ammo bricks, because if you've ever been around a big colossi, you've ever been around a big enemy, then you know that if you bring a sword to a gunfight, that if you get under Death Bride, you get under Molten Fortress, you probably get under the Wall Crasher, you're going to be crushed, you're going to be stomped, you're going to be kicked, you're going to be killed. And if you ever played Bunny and you run around at a big Colossi's feet, eventually they got some type of stomp mechanic, that's going to push you away from them, is going to do big damage to you, is going to employ you to do long range attacks. Now let's say all these weapons got some type of crescent moon, moon veil type of like blade thing that it shoots out. Now we're just playing with a different type of gun. So they said something about unsheathed attacks. So really going to be turning that Sharon into a ninja. Like, so the more I complain about Sharon, the more I feel like they're pushing more things to make her good. But I feel like these are going to be like two-handed weapons. So let's think about the sheath technique, unsheath technique. You have one hand on the sheath, one hand on the sword. You do the technique, boom. You're right. I think that they don't know what to do with the Descendants' hands yet if they were to be single-handedly wielded by in one hand. Just imagine Bunny trying to one-hand a sword. It'll be crazy. But then you have those people who are going to want Ajax to double-hand a sword, or you're going to want Sharon to do like dual-wield daggers or something of that nature. And then we have these plasma-looking sword-type deals that's just insane looking. I guess I'm assuming that they're gonna have some type of like beam like attack that's gonna shoot out from it to break void erosion shields. These are just spitball ideas, but I do think they're gonna have to do something with void shields. That they have the brown one and the blue ones and all these gating mechanics to stop us from popping enemies. They know that the enemies are like poppable, and they want you to be more engaged in battle with these things, so they're putting more things on enemies in order to stop you from popping them really fast. So I think they're going to have to do something with that. I think it's going to be an energy system. I don't think it's going to be an ammo system per se with these weapons. Heavy ammo bricks on swords, that sounds like some wonky Destiny 2 stuff. Next, we have the crossover cosmetic skins, Nier Automata, or Nier Automata, however you want to say it. And it's going to be 2B and A2, and these are just money printers, man. These are going to be printing out money for the First Descendant. They want money, they got it. They know 2B brings money to the table. A2, I mean, what's it? A2 and 2B, I mean, very good characters. Then you're going to have a short Bob, 2B, and everyone loves the whole, you know, teaser outfit that 2B has, right? That's what, besides having an amazingly fantastic game with multiple endings and whatnot, the game itself and the characters and everything written in it is a fantastic thing, right? So Stellar Blade did it, First Descendant is going to do it. Everybody who wants money, they print money out by putting 2B in it. That's just hands down. I mean, Soul Calibur even did it, and she was a busted character in Soul Calibur. Let me just tell you that. She was a very busted character in Soul Calibur, and I loved it. 2B, awesome, across the board, everywhere. So we get the long hair with A2, and then we get the bob and the tees with 2B. So I think it's going to be some mix match there of mixing the long hair with the 2B outfit and whatnot. But printing money, 2B is going to be there, and that's what you got for PAX East. Then they did mention something about a trigger module. I heard in one of the videos that I've watched about the PAX East thing. So the trigger module is going to be mutating a skill to make it do a certain thing once you reach certain things. So this, in my opinion, is going to be something more akin to getting healers and supporters to be better, right? I don't have any footage or anything on there. Just keep looking at 2B, and we're going to talk about this little trigger thing real quick before we wrap this up. So a trigger ability is going to be placed on a module that, like, then the example that they used, it is when you use a Descendants RK ability that shoots out a projectile. Once it hits the enemy, it will rain down meteor showers on the enemy, something akin to Greg's Reverse Fate. And if you have Blair being able to use his projectiles, getting that effect every time, doing more fire damage, doing more AoE damage, or if you have something akin to it, like let's just put that into like the broad spec, like it rains poison, it rains lightning, it rains rocks, you know, for non-elemental or whatever, or it rains grenades or you know whatnot of that nature. It's going to be fantastic to get that little added effect on your skills if you are able to mutate them into that area. But also, if we're talking about triggering effects, if we were able to pocket Luna's effects and use them when we want to, like pocket a song or pocket Eugen's healing, or if we were to go in and be able to use Enzo's buff skill when we wanted to, like you trigger this and then you get bonus attack, you know, based off of his skill. But if you use an ability that boosts your defense, you also get such and such. So you're interacting with another descendant and it becomes a harmonious or you know what I mean? Like a symbiotic thing between you two characters fighting one big battle. So trigger abilities sound very, very interesting to me, and I wish they said more about it. But that is going to wrap up what we've learned from PAX East about the First Descendant and what's coming to the game. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video and found some information here that is different than the other major YouTube videos out there covering the same topic. So go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more First Descendant content. And I do have a second channel called Mangumson Plays, and also have a third channel called Mangumson Cooking, but that channel is in development, so temper expectations when going over there. But Mangumson Plays for Monster Hunter content, Remnant 2 content, and Mangumson's channel for the First Descendant and Destiny 2 content. And if you want to see more of that, or Diablo 4 or Path of Exile 2, leave it in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.